The following operator training video on the Hobart 3000 series slicer is a supplement to the operation manual that came with your slicer. If you have any questions concerning operation, please consult your manual. This video references models 3613, 3713, 3813, and 3913 model slicers with the removable and non-removable knife options. Features that do not apply to all models will be noted by a model number in the lower corner of your screen and a tone. All models include the following parts: the product tray, which sits on the support arm, the index knob, which adjusts the gauge plate, the meat grip, the knife, knife cover, and the knife sharpener. Model 3813 and 3913 include these additional standard features. The gauge plate interlock feature prevents the product tray from being removed unless the product tray is in the home position and the gauge plate is closed. Models 3713 and 3913 are automatic slicers. Model 3913 includes the Select a Stroke feature. The knob on the product tray support arm must also be in the lock position for the knife to operate. Home start requires the product tray to be in the home position before the slicer can be started. Close to stop turns the slicer off when the gauge plate is returned to the closed position by turning the index knob fully clockwise. Auto shut-off will automatically turn the slicer off if a back and forth stroke of the product tray has not been made within 30 seconds. And finally, Lift Assist allows you to lift and lower the right side of the slicer with little effort to enable cleaning underneath. Close the gauge plate by turning the index knob fully clockwise. Pull the product tray all the way toward you until it reaches its stop. Raise the meat grip to the top of the product tray and rest the park pin on the meat grip slot. Place the product to be sliced against the gauge plate on the product tray. Set the meat grip against the product. Turn the slicer on by pressing the Knife On button. Adjust the gauge plate to obtain the desired slice thickness by turning the index knob counterclockwise. Note, the numbers on the index knob do not indicate actual measurements, but may be used for reference to duplicate slice thickness. Use the product tray handle to push the product tray back and forth to slice. When finished, pull the product tray toward you until it stops. Turn the index knob fully clockwise to close the gauge plate. Press the off button to stop the slicer. Raise the meat grip to the top of the meat grip slide rod and rest the park pin in the meat grip slot. Note, turning the index knob fully clockwise will turn models 3813 and 3913 off. To operate the slicer in automatic mode, make sure the product tray is in the home position. Load the product against the gauge plate on the product tray and set the meat grip against the product. Turn the slicer on by pressing the Knife On button. Select one of the three speeds. Press the rabbit symbol to increase speed. Press the turtle symbol to decrease speed. You can change the speed at any time. Select a stroke length for the product tray by moving the product tray to the exact place that you would like the stroke to begin. Note, the Select a Stroke applies only to the 3913. Model 3713 has one full stroke length. Typically, the stroke length selected will be slightly longer, roughly 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch, than the width of the product on the product tray. Press the Auto On Pause button to start slicing. The product tray moves back and forth at the speed and at the stroke length you have selected. When done slicing, you may stop the machine by pressing either the Auto On Pause button or the Off button. Warning: flashing auto light means the carriage is paused. Turn machine off when loading product. Pressing the Auto On Pause button returns the product tray to the home position. Note, If you press the auto-on pause button to stop the machine, the stroke length is retained in short-term memory for 30 seconds. If you wish to resume slicing within 30 seconds with the same stroke length, you can press the auto-on pause button again. If you press the off button or turn the index knob fully clockwise, the knife stops. The product tray stops where it is, and the stroke length reverts back to a full stroke length. The machine must be thoroughly cleaned and sanitized at least as often as required by local regulation or after being idle for an extended period of time. Warning: the slicer knife is very sharp. Exercise extreme caution when working near the knife. Unplug the machine power cord and turn the index knob fully clockwise before cleaning the slicer. Make sure the slicer is clean of all food soil before sanitizing. Use only products formulated to be safe on stainless steel or aluminum. Do not exceed chemical manufacturers' recommended concentrations for detergent or sanitizer. To clean the product tray, pull the tray all the way to the front. Turn the knob on the support arm counterclockwise a quarter of a turn and pull the knob outward. Tilt the product tray to the right. The product tray can be cleaned while in this open position, or it can be removed by grasping with both hands and lifting straight up. Once removed, the product tray can be washed, rinsed, and sanitized in a sink. To clean the knife in place, remove the sharpener by lifting it straight up. Wipe out any residue remaining inside the sharpener housing. Wash, rinse, and sanitize the sharpener in a sink or dishwasher. Remove the knife cover by turning the latch knob counterclockwise and lifting the knife cover free of the 3 guide pins. Remove the plastic ring cover from the 3 guide pins on the ring guard. Wash, rinse, and sanitize the knife cover and plastic ring cover in a sink. On models with the non-removable knife, clean completely around the ring guard by working a moistened, folded paper towel between the ring guard and the knife. Wash, rinse, and sanitize both sides of the knife by wiping outward from the center. Use a clean cloth soaked in mild detergent and warm water. Ensure plenty of liquid is used to clean and sanitize the zero knife exposure mechanism. Wipe all surfaces of the machine, including handles and knobs where there is frequent hand contact. Rinse using a fresh cloth and clean water. Apply sanitizing solution to clean surfaces. Never clean any part of the slicer with steel pads. Carefully reassemble the plastic ring cover by putting it in position using the 3 guide pins. Carefully reassemble the top knife cover by putting it in position over the plastic ring cover using the 3 guide pins. Secure both ring cover and top knife cover by turning the latch knob counterclockwise while lowering the knife cover. Release the latch knob and turn it clockwise until snug. Reassemble the sharpener by lowering it straight down so the rod and pin fit the slot on the sharpener mount. To reinstall the product tray, hold it with both hands and lower it so the bottom of the support arm fits on the carriage hinge pins. Return the product tray to the gauge plate by tilting the product tray. Turn the knob on the support arm either direction until it moves inward, and then turn the knob counterclockwise until snug. To clean beneath the machine, engage the lift assist by lifting the right side of the slicer base, models 3813 and 3913 only. Models 3613 and 3713 are fitted with a traditional cleaning leg. Note: failure to follow use, care, and maintenance instructions may void your Hobart warranty. Warning: the slicer knife is very sharp. Exercise extreme caution when working near the knife. Unplug the machine power cord and turn the index knob fully clockwise before cleaning the slicer. Note: models with the removable knife must be cleaned with knife removed. Use knife removal tool part number 914603. There are several options and accessories available for the Series 3000 slicer. One of these is the knife removal tool. Removing the knife can be accomplished in a few easy steps. Remove the top knife cover and the plastic ring cover. Note, cheese debris should be removed before using the knife removal tool. Step 1. Align the line on the hub with the pin on the ring guard. Step 2. Place the tool on the knife by aligning the pins and notches. Step 3. Align the pin on the tool with the hole on the knife. Rotate knife if necessary. Step 4. Push the handle in and turn. Note, it is important to push the handle in firmly before rotating. Step 5. Lift the tool and knife up and out. For operator protection, the knife edge will be totally enclosed within the knife removal tool. Wash, rinse, and sanitize the knife and the knife removal tool in a sink or dishwasher. Wash, rinse, and sanitize the slicer base. Ensure plenty of liquid is used to clean and sanitize the zero knife exposure mechanism. Reattaching the knife can be accomplished by first aligning a line on the hub with the pin on the ring guard. Step 2. Place the tool on the hub by aligning the bottom pins and notches. If the tool does not slide into the hub after this step, lift slightly to lock into the hub. Step 3. Press the handle in and turn. Note, it is important to push the handle in firmly before rotating. Step 4. Lift the tool up and out. Warning: unplug the machine power cord and turn the index knob fully clockwise before sharpening or doing any maintenance on the slicer. The knife will provide long service in normal food retail or commercial kitchen use. Sharpen only when necessary. Prolonged or too frequent sharpening results in unnecessary knife wear. Models 3813 and 3913 count the number of slicing strokes. After a factory preset number of slicing strokes, the sharpened knife indicator light will come on to indicate when sharpening is needed. Remove the top knife cover and plastic ring cover. Thoroughly wash the area around the knife and both sides of the outer rim of the knife. Note, food debris should not be allowed to transfer from the knife to the sharpener. Plug in the machine power cord. For models 3813 and 3913, press the sharpen knife button with your right hand while pulling the sharpener lever fully forward with your left hand. The knife will come on, sharpen for 15 seconds, and then shut off. Release the sharpener lever. The stroke counter will automatically reset. To sharpen before the sharpen knife indicator light illuminates, or for sharpening on models 3613 and 3713, press the knife on button while pulling the sharpener lever fully forward. After 15 seconds, release the lever and push the off button. Unplug the slicer. Wipe the slicer with a clean, damp cloth to remove any grinding particles. Reinstall the plastic ring cover and the knife cover. The slicer lubrication system requires that the reservoirs under the carriage transport be refilled with Lubriplate FMO-200-AW oil after approximately 1 year of normal use for a manual machine and approximately 6 months of normal use for an automatic machine. Slicing for more than 2 hours a day may require more frequent lubrication. To check whether the reservoirs are empty, look through the carriage slot to see the oil level in the clear plastic reservoir under the carriage transport. Remove the side panel if desired. A flashlight might be helpful. If the reservoir level is below the red line, pull out the telescoping tube on the Lubriplate bottle. Move the product tray away from the home position to fill the reservoir funnel above the front bearing block. Aim the lube tube at the reservoir funnel above the front bearing block. Gently squeeze the sides of the bottle to add drops slowly to the reservoir. Care should be exercised not to overflow the reservoir funnel. Repeat the process to fill the reservoir in the rear bearing block. Stop adding oil once the oil level on both reservoirs reaches the red marks. With proper operation, cleaning, and maintenance, your Hobart 3000 Series slicer will provide many years of reliable operation. This concludes operator training for the Hobart 3000 Series slicer. To obtain service and parts information concerning this product, contact your local Hobart service office. Call 1-888-4-HOBART or visit www.hobartcorp.com.